Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Topping our news, since 2005, the number of babies born addicted to drugs has increased every single year here in Florida.
And for one official providing substance abuse services for 14 Florida counties, this opioid bill recently signed by Governor Rick Scott is a step in the right direction to get that number down. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo joins us live with more details tonight. Dwayne?
Well, Jacqueline, Scott, to put it in perspective, more than 4,200 babies were born with a drug addiction in 2016. Taking care of drug-addicted babies now is costing the state millions. Now, due to this new opioid bill, more than $27 million will go to the Department of Children and Families. We spoke with the CEO of the Central Florida Behavioral Health Network, Linda McKinnon, who says there's also a problem with many children in the child welfare system because of their parents abusing drugs. She says this bill will specifically address these issues when it comes to addiction. The nonprofit organization provides substance abuse services on the Sun Coast and has received more than $920,000 in funding this year to fight the epidemic in both Sarasota and Manatee counties. Also, that there will be additional money allocated to local treatment centers such as Centerstone, First Step, and Operation PAR. But more importantly, McKinnon says pregnant women and all families referred through child welfare are considered priority population when it comes to these services. Scott, Jacqueline, back to you.
All right, Dwayne, thank you so much. A Manatee County school bus driver is convicted of soliciting prostitution and now is fighting to keep his job. 50-year-old Jerome Heaven was arrested in an undercover operation conducted by Bradenton Police last year. Heaven was convicted by a jury in February and then sentenced to probation and 100 hours of community service. A month later, he's still employed by the school district, but he has not been in contact with students since his arrest. On Friday, the district will take the issue to the school board and ask board members to fire him.
He immediately, upon being charged, was assigned to basically desk duty where there is absolutely no contact with children.
According to the school district, Heaven was accused of leering at girls on his school bus back in 2010. The district tried to fire him then, but the Florida Division of Administrative Hearings overturned the decision, citing the district did not have enough evidence to fire him.
Sarasota police detectives are trying to identify a man who robbed clerks at two different hotels earlier today. Around 12:15 this morning, a man walked into the lobby at the Quality Inn on North Tamiami Trail in Sarasota. The man implied he had a firearm, prompting the clerk to give him an undisclosed amount of cash, and he then ran off. About 20 minutes later, that same man attempted to rob the clerk at the Days Inn down the road, again implying that he had a firearm and demanding cash. The suspect is described as a white male, 5'8" to 5'9", thin build, mid to late 50s, blue eyes and light hair color. He was last seen wearing a gray hoodie, long blue shorts, and black water shoes. If you have any information on this case, contact Sarasota Police.
Longboat Key has had license plate readers for 5 years now, and police say it's helped countless times in its investigations. So why did the city of Sarasota vote down the technology? ABC 7's Alan Cohn joins us with a preview of a story you'll see tonight at 7. Alan?
Scott, every time someone driving a stolen car drives onto Longboat Key, police will get an immediate pop from their license plate surveillance cameras on either end of the key. And that's not all. They say that the cameras helped catch the man who killed 2 workers at the Zota Beach Resort last year. So if they're effective, why did Sarasota City Commissioners vote against having the same law enforcement tool, especially when their police chief wants them? The vice mayor says it had to do with an expectation of privacy even on a public road.
The feeling that you can be tracked anywhere that you go, and I guess the argument that that would be a violation of your Fourth Amendment right to avoid searches and seizures.
We'll debate the pros and cons of the license plate readers to help catch the bad guys tonight at 7. Back to you.
All right, Alan, thank you so much. We'll see you then.
Well, let's check in with Wendy Ross, who's in for Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan tonight. She has a look at our first alert weather forecast. Wendy?
Well, what that cold front did was change the dynamics of everything. And so now what we're looking at is nothing but clear sky out there. And of course, the blustery winds that have come in behind that front too. And we've got a little bit of cloud cover located way out here in the Gulf of Mexico. And we may see a passing cloud, but that's going to be about it for the rest of tonight. We have temperatures that are in the 60s right now. The dew point is low, the humidity is low, and those winds are strong. They're coming in out of the northwest at 20 miles per hour. We have high pressure right now all across the region, and so everywhere you go in Sarasota, Bradenton, Venice, we're looking at temperatures in the low 60s. And again, we'll see a passing cloud, and then that's going to be about it. But in Venice right now, we're looking at clear skies, 62 degrees. And so for the rest of tonight, we are going to continue to see no rain developing. We've got the snow and the icy conditions with that nor'easter across the northeastern part of the country. But we have high pressure that is building across the southeast, and that is going to provide the fair skies that we're seeing right now and into the nighttime hours. So for tonight, if you're heading out the door, we're looking at those temperatures that are going to continue to drop. But right now it's okay, 64 degrees. But by tonight, you'll need a sweater if you're a Floridian, maybe even a coat if you are a Floridian. If you're from the north, just enjoy it because this is the best weather in the country right now.
All right, Wendy, thank you. School board members would be limited to 8 years in office under a proposal that moved forward today in the State Constitution Revision Commission. The proposed constitutional amendment would limit county school board members who are elected on November 6 or later to no more than 2 consecutive 4-year terms. Commissioner Chris Smith, who opposes the measure, feels limiting the terms gives more power to lobbyists and staff who remain in the system while elected officials come and go.
Term limits has far ramifications that I don't think voters truly understand. It's one of those things that sound good. Everybody wants to throw the bums out.
Commission voting 27-6 to advance the proposal to the Style and Drafting Committee. If approved there, the measure will return to the full commission, where it must win support from at least 22 members to be then placed on the November ballot.
Here on the Suncoast, it was a close vote in Manatee County and a landslide in Sarasota County. School referendums for both counties passed yesterday. In Sarasota County, the referendum passed 78% to 21%, while in Manatee County, it narrowly passed by 51 to 48. Here's reaction now from both counties' school superintendents.
I want this community to know how much we appreciate what they've done for us, and the best way to show them that we appreciate them is by being the very best school district that we can possibly be.
Today is a day of excitement, a day of gratitude. This community has once again shown that they value public education, and that's a great feeling as a superintendent.
Now, this is the first education tax in Manatee County. However, Sarasota County voters have approved of this several times before. The average homeowner will pay an extra $220 a year. Also last night, voters electing 3 Longboat Key Town commissioners. For the at-large seat, Erwin Pastor wins another 2-year term. In District 3, Ken Schneider beats John Weber. And in District 5, incumbent Ed Zunes narrowly winning another term.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight. The string of bombings in Austin, Texas may be at an end after the suspect blew himself up early this morning.
And Wendy Ross will be back with your first alert weather forecast, plus new details in the Parkland school shooting investigation. The man FBI officials believe is connected to the alleged shooter.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Police say the suspect in the deadly string of bombings that terrorized Austin, Texas, blew himself up early this morning as authorities closed in on him.
The blast brought an end to a 3-week manhunt that involved more than 500 federal agents and local police and left 2 victims dead. ABC's Danya Backus has the latest.
The information that led police to Mark Anthony Condit, seen here on his mother's Facebook page, came together over the past 24 to 36 hours through surveillance video and witnesses. Eventually, Condit was tracked by his cell phone to a hotel parking lot in Round Rock, about 18 miles north of Austin, where they found him inside his vehicle.
As members of the Austin Police Department SWAT team approached the vehicle, the suspect detonated a bomb inside the vehicle.
Now that Condit is dead, a frantic search is underway for any other bombs he might have left behind. Authorities descended on his home in Pflugerville, Texas. An 8-square-block area around his home evacuated out of precaution. Residents called the Condits great neighbors and wonderful people.
I'm hoping that all this is wrong. He was a really nice kid.
Police are still urging residents to be vigilant, even though the manhunt is over.
If you see something that gives you concern, call 911 and let us know so that we don't experience any more tragedies in our communities.
Since March 2nd, Condit is believed to be responsible for planting 3 package bombs on doorsteps in residential neighborhoods, killing 2 people. A 4th bomb detonated next to a street in a residential subdivision and was triggered by a tripwire strung over a sidewalk. 2 bicyclists were seriously injured in that incident. A 5th bomb exploded Tuesday at a FedEx distribution center about an hour south of Austin. Authorities found a 6th bomb, which did not detonate, at a different FedEx distribution center.
Authorities say 2 of Condit's roommates have been detained. 1 was released. The other one is currently being questioned. Danya Backus, ABC News, Pflugerville, Texas.
New details tonight in the Parkland school shooting investigation. Today, FBI agents served a search warrant at a home in Tallahassee for a man with connections to accused shooter Nicholas Cruz. 22-year-old Jordan Jerob says he is the leader of the Republic of Florida militia group. In the past, he has claimed that Cruz belonged to the group and took part in paramilitary drills in Tallahassee. Jerob spent time in prison for threatening a state employee back in 2016.
Now to that deadly bridge collapse in Miami. New documents show there was a key design change that put construction of the bridge behind schedule. The schedule and change also put the bridge millions of dollars over budget. It's still unclear, though, if the design change contributed to the collapse. A second lawsuit has also been filed in that collapse by a Florida International University student who was driving when the bridge fell and crushed the back of her vehicle.
Meanwhile, a solemn vigil was held today for the victims of that bridge collapse at Florida International University. 6 people were killed when the massive pedestrian bridge crashed onto the street below in Miami. Today's vigil was planned by the FIU Student Government Association. Classes at the school resumed on Monday. That bridge had just been installed the previous Saturday, and an engineer advised of cracking on the bridge 2 days before it collapsed.
Now to the 4th big storm hitting the Northeast in less than 4 weeks. 17 states from Tennessee to Maine are under winter storm warnings and advisories. City of Boston has 28,000 tons of salt, and they've already begun prepping the roads there. New Jersey has declared a state of emergency as cities up and down the coast are shutting down. Philadelphia declaring a snow emergency, and schools in Washington, D.C. and New York City closed today.
It's going to get worse as the day goes on. If you don't have to travel, please don't be on the roads.
The slick, icy roads making driving treacherous in areas, and airlines canceling more than 3,000 flights ahead of that storm.
They really just cannot catch a break up there.
No.
Winter is not ending anytime soon.
No time soon, and no one is feeling sorry for us. Even though we had that cold front come through, and even though it's going to get cold again for us, nobody is feeling sorry
snow.
for us. No snow. No ice. We don't have to worry about any of that, but take a look at the ocean. Out in the Gulf of Mexico, you can see how very tough it was out there. As that cold front came through, those winds really kicked up. We had rip currents along the beaches as well, and those are still a part of our concern out there right now as far as the beach weather is concerned, but we will get the small craft advisories are going to stay in effect until tomorrow morning as a result of that cold, dry air that's moved in behind the cold front. And then, of course, we're also going to be seeing our temperatures dropping, and as a result, 8 to 12 degrees colder than they were just in the last couple of days. Gusty winds, that will certainly be the rule over the next couple of days as well. So this is what's going on. The cold front has now moved down across the state through our area. It has left behind nothing but beautiful weather for us, but of course very strong winds as well. And we have this high pressure system that is actually going to be moving across the southeast, and that is going to become our fair weather friend over the next couple of days. The nor'easter, of course, affecting the northeastern part of the country with that low moving across the northeast, creating all the problems that were just described, and we will continue to see cold weather for us for the next couple of days as well, as a result of that cold front coming on through. But no rain. We're going to be dry, dry, dry over the next couple of days. You can see all the moisture across the northeastern part of the country from the Tennessee Valley northward. We also have a cold front across the west. That's helping to bring about some showers over the western half of the nation. But for us from the Gulf Coast states, from Texas to Florida, things are going to be absolutely beautiful, and for us, they are going to be spectacular. But they are going to be cold for just a very short period of time. That dry air all the way up through the upper levels of the atmosphere affecting the entire state of Florida. And so for the dew points, they are low, especially over the northern part of the state with readings in the 30s. We are experiencing our temperatures in the 40s. These are dew point temperatures I'm talking about. 51 in Anna Maria is one of the high ones, but for the rest of us, we're all in the 40s, so that creates very, very dry conditions. And as far as our futurecast is concerned, we may get a stray cloud that comes on through, but that's going to be it. We're looking at fair skies with those winds very, very strong. So the winds are coming in out of the northwest, mostly anywhere from 17, 16 miles per hour right here on the Key. And then as we move inland, they're still strong, especially in places like DeWitt, Mayaca City, seeing almost 20-mile-per-hour winds. Down to the south, we're experiencing the same thing. So it doesn't matter where you go. Along the coastline, we're looking at 19, 20 20-mile-per-hour winds. Farther east, it's just a little quieter, but not by much. And our temperatures are really going to undergo quite a change, anywhere from 8 to 11, 12 degrees colder than they were just 24 hours ago. This morning, this is what we saw, temperatures in the 60s. These will be our daytime highs for tomorrow, and tonight we're going to see those temperatures dropping down into the 40s and 50s. Along the coastline, we'll see 50s, but you move inland and we're looking at those temperatures mostly in the upper 40s. Right now, temperature readings are in the mid-60s and they're dropping. We're even seeing some 70s east of I-75. And if you're heading off to the beach, we've got a small craft advisory through Thursday. Those winds coming in out of the north, 4 to 6 foot seas, and it will be choppy out on the bay and inland waters. And the nice thing is you don't have to worry too much as far as our weather is concerned. We're on the rebound. We are going to see spectacular weather just in time for the weekend. Scott?
All right, Wendy, thank you. Let's get to First Alert traffic. We're seeing slow-moving traffic heading east and west on Cortez Road in Bradenton. Right around the intersection with US 41. It is slow going, as you might expect this time of day. Jacqueline?
Thanks, Scott. In health news tonight, researchers say male birth control pills could soon become a reality. Researchers say a proposed hormone pill could reduce testosterone and other hormone levels responsible for sperm production without causing any serious side effects. A safe and effective male birth control pill has been a long-time goal in medicine, but for decades such pills have been exclusively used by women. Researchers said the sample size for this study was small, so there would need to be more research to assess any potential side effects. And if you're having trouble working out as much as you'd like, Apple has something that might be able to help. With Apple's new technology called GymKit, users can tap their Apple Watch on a compatible machine to enable a two-way sync of data that includes distance, speed, workout incline, and an estimate of calories burned.
The machine is sending you all the work rate information, your resistance and your stride count. The watch is calculating active and total calories because the watch knows your information like height, weight, gender, and age, and it's sending it back to the machine in real time. So you don't have to enter your weight in public or any of that information, which makes it really easy. The data from the workout stored on your watch and then put into the health app on the iPhone, and then you can share it with whatever third-party applications you would like to.
Well, Apple's GymKit is already available in parts of the U.S., the U.K., and Australia. New federal guidelines recommend doctors start offering skin cancer prevention as early as 6 months old. That's a drastic change from previous recommendations. Reed Binion has a closer look in today's Health Minute.
Before a baby learns to walk, they should get used to never leaving the house without sunscreen. That's according to new recommendations from the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force, an independent panel of experts. It updated previous guidelines from 2012 that suggested skin cancer prevention and education begin at age 10. Now it says it should begin when a child is 6 months old. Doctors are now encouraged to suggest babies start using sunscreen and wear protective clothing when going outdoors. The task force says children and teens exposed to the sun's harmful UV rays are at greater risk for developing skin cancer as adults. The guidelines are especially critical for people under the age of 24 who have fair skin, freckles, and a family history of skin cancer. People who use tanning beds or burn easily are also at higher risk for the disease. The new recommendations were based on a review of 21 studies focusing on preventing skin cancer. For today's Health Minute, I'm Reed Binion.
Coming up, a woman's hilarious and blood-curdling screams on a theme park ride go viral. Plus, a dad recreates Disneyland fireworks on his daughter's bedroom ceiling. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
The 2018 Sarasota County Fair is set to begin March 16th through 25th. This year, there'll be rides for everyone thanks to Bell City Amusements. Experience your favorite entertainers along with some new and exciting acts like the Tiger Encounter, the Kachunga and Alligator Show, comedian ventriloquist Steve Brogan, plus our new and exciting SRQ Schools at its best. And remember, ride arm bands all day, every day. The 2018 Sarasota County Fair, March 16th through 25th. See you there.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota for big savings during the spring sales event. Take a test drive and see why Jeep Grand Cherokee is the most awarded SUV of all time. Or for impressive off-road performance with a little bit of Suncoast style, shop the area's largest selection of new 2018 Jeep Wranglers. Stop by today and drive away in a new Jeep Cherokee for just $19,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been arrested in the state of Florida, the state attorney's office is already working on your prosecution. It's time to work on your defense. So give us a call. We've got your back.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Once you get atrial fibrillation, you need to have a very close relationship with your primary doctor. Prevention is the whole ball game here, because once you have a stroke, you can't undo it. A year without stroke, it's a year that you can enjoy doing the things that you've worked all your life to finally get to do. You took care of yourself. You did what is necessary for you to be around one more year. And then next year, we'll celebrate one more year without a stroke.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
Well, there's scared, there's terrified, and then there's Megan Connolly.
The Florida State athlete has gone viral thanks to a Twitter video showing her hilarious over-the-top reaction to a theme park thrill ride. Jeremy Roth shows us in today's Take a Look at This.
A woman's reaction to an amusement park ride in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina has gone viral, and you'll see why in just a moment. From the start, you can tell Megan Connolly is not happy about this. She and fellow Florida State soccer player Dallas Dorsey are about to ride the Slingshot. By the way, this is the Slingshot. To be fair, Connolly keeps her cool for a while, but she loses it in 3, 2, 1. Cool, lost. Dorsey can't help but laugh at her friend's freak out, and she's not alone. Video of the hilarious thrill ride has been shared all over social media. Oh, and spoiler alert, Megan survived. A Nevada dad has recreated Disneyland's iconic fireworks in his daughter's bedroom, and the result is truly magical. Lyle Corum works as a stagehand on live shows in Las Vegas. His technical expertise and showmanship came in handy on the bedroom project. He achieved the effect with a combination of fiber optics, LED lighting, and a video projector. It took about 3 months to build, and Corum has added features over time. There's even a Star Wars theme. Corum says his daughter Shelby loves Disneyland, but the nightly fireworks are her favorite part, and now she can enjoy them every night. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
And now little girls all across the country are going to be asking their dad for those exact same Disney fireworks in their room.
Yeah, dads are not happy.
I know. Still to come on your Suncoast News, a shocking new study shows the majority of people living in Sarasota only make half of what it costs to live here.
And snowbirds will be leaving the Suncoast, maybe in a few weeks, and head back north. How their departure will impact local businesses.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from
everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
One of the motivating factors for me to become a Big Brother was that I was mentored as a youth. And it was important for me to kind of pass forward the things that were kind of given to me. It's really just as simple as getting to know a kid. You don't have to be an athlete. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to have any of those other things. You just have to be willing to spend a little time and help mold some young person's life.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.